in our bid to have our people liberated from religion, saying that religion has hindered the engagement of the full capacity of our brains in Africa as a whole. There is something I must say now, I must ask, that will warrant answers, because it is not everything that anyone understands, but when you ask questions, you are bound to see people that would know more than you. The first establishment in Christianity is that God is love. He is all about love. He is not wicked. And that he does good things always. Because there are passages in the Word that says, and Jesus was going about doing good. And Jesus is God. God is Jesus. He loves everyone. Please take note of this word in English. Always caring, always peaceful. He loves everyone, even according to John 3:16. For the biblical God loved the world so much. When they say the world, it is irrespective, it is independent of whether you are Muslim, you are a Christian, you are Hindu, you are this, you are that. It is independent of your height, it is independent of your color, race, tradition, and culture. Because all of these things are in the world. He loves the world so much that he gave his only begotten Son, and that whosoever believes will not perish but have everlasting life. He now put a condition. But he always loves unconditionally. Does it make sense to you? Or is he getting more comfortable? But that is not even where I am going. If God is always doing good, why then do Christians share testimonies and rejoice and thank the biblical God when evil things happen to whosoever they perceive as enemies? When they said, or when they told you to go and do logics in school as general studies, you said, Umba, I will ask again. God is always doing good. That is the narrative that Christians push, to be able to invite people into Christendom. That he is loving, he is constantly loving, he is this, is that. The steadfast love of the Lord never ceases. His mercies never come to an end. They are new every morning, new every morning. Great is thy faithfulness, O Lord. Great is thy faithfulness. That is how we're always singing that song. But my question is, why do Christians engage in prayers to that God to kill or to damage anyone they perceive as their enemy? Because it is not everybody you see as your enemy that is your enemy. Some are just like chloroquine. They may be bitter in your mouth, but eventually they do you a lot of good, which is what I think I should represent in the life of your pastors, prophets, bishop, and GOs. I might be bitter, but the end of the game is that I love them. I don't want them to go down in these wicked paths. So Why should Christians who push the narrative that biblical God, the God they are telling you to come and accept, He's all loving, why should they engage that same biblical God to kill their enemies, their perceived enemies, who they may not even be sure are their enemies? You see, religion, that is number one question. Number two, why do Christians at your workplaces, when something happens to your immediate boss and they now handpick you to fill that space, why do you rejoice as a Christian? Why do you rejoice that something evil has happened to your fellow human beings? If some of us that are no longer in that business of believing these things, if we do some things, you will say, because I am not a born again, I don't know Jesus. But those of you who are even using the same Jesus to make money, this is the narrative you're pushing. You already know all those denominations: fall down and die, fire, 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 or bogumi, God swallow everyone who swallow. Even in the same book that you use in pushing the narrative that biblical God is loving, it is in that book that the same King David wrote a lot of things. Go and read about curses. You think it is curses that these your pastors have taught me? If you want to learn about curses, life-threatening curses, go and read the Bible, which is what I'm going to be doing henceforth. If I have to dish out anything, I'll just quote the Bible, since it is the Bible you people are supporting. And finally, somebody will say, but biblical God can do it. I will tell you, before you come and make that comment, I already know the answer I will give you. That if you feel somebody is your enemy, is trying to kill you, and you are serving biblical God, you are serving Jesus. So you now say Jesus should kill the person or biblical God should kill the person. But is it not the same Bible that quotes in Proverbs 31, verse 1, that the Lord, biblical God, the Jesus, they both have the hearts of the kings in their hands, and they direct the hearts according to how He directs the waters of the oceans? So why is it not difficult? Why is it easy for that biblical God to destroy and damage His own creations rather than changing their hearts? Because we were made to believe in CAC that when you are sick, when any organ of your any of the organs in the body, they are not working, that biblical God has spare parts. If that were to be true, why is it that all our prayers that our leaders should do better in Africa, why is it that those prayers are not answered? Is it that biblical God doesn't have the spare hearts for these leaders? Don't let me talk too much. If you know the answer to this highly contradiction narrative in the Bible, please give me the answer in the comment section. This is respectful enough. This is informative enough. So if you know you have answer to this question, let me put it in the comment section. My name remains Rotimi Daniels. Awíkoko lójú ọlọ́rọ̀ tí baba ńlá kú baba ọlọ́rọ̀ bá gbọ́, kí ló fẹ́ fi mí ṣe? Nonsense.